Hello, YouTube. Today I'm just gonna be eating some raw meat and telling you why I do, and gonna be listening to some good music and got some raw milk here as well. So yeah, just get right into it. If you don't know about me, I got very obese. I got to about 280 pounds, and it was through the carnivore diet, not raw. I lost 90 pounds, and now I've switched to fully raw. So why do I opt for this diet? Mainly because this is what we have been eating for the past hundreds of thousands, if not million years. And obviously, recently we've been switched to cooking. But if you look into the anthropology of this, cooking was mainly used for things like seeds and starvation food, because seeds are extremely hard to consume, so they have to be cooked and boiled down. But raw meat was never cooked, and when it was very recent, and it makes sense because you hunt down animals, and you're not always going to have a fire, realistically. And I think for most of our existence, we had mostly ice age, which means there was no fire, likely, and also no plants to consume because it's frozen. I just picked this up from my butcher today, and I didn't know that they actually just go in and cut one for you. Usually I just place an order and then come in a couple days and get it, and every time it was frozen. But finally, a lady helped me out today, and she's like, what are you looking for? I was like, well, I mean, I'm looking at the frozen meat. I'm just, what's in here. And I was like, do you have any like fresh meat? And she's like, yeah, we do. In the back, we can go cut one for you. So I was like, dude, where has this been all along? And I'm fairly new to butchers. I'm only 18 and I started raw meat about 2 months ago. So what can I say? But it's really high quality. And I do utilize a little bit of salt, fully aware that it's antimicrobial. I don't enjoy that part. But the reality is that meat in general has less flavor than it would typically in nature. And obviously, things like letting it sit out, get to room temperature, really helps with the flavor. But I don't have time for that. But this is amazing. And though I don't offer salt, there's lots of taurine in raw meat that when you cook it, it goes away. But when you have the taurine, since it is an osmolyte, it essentially regulates the potassium and the sodium in your cells going in and out. And so it's not too bad it's pretty much the equivalent of if you had cooked meat with no salt. So it's a little plus, and I don't mind it. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I don't know where it's going to go, but I really enjoy doing this, and I really enjoy trying to show people what I do. Not for attention, obviously, but I'll link, I'll put the picture of me right here of what I used to look like prior to actually caring about my health. Let me tell you, it wasn't good. This is sirloin. It's about, I think, 3/4 of a pound. It's really good. It's really high quality. I mean, you can definitely tell there's no oxidation. It was literally just cut. I was a little ticked off when they put it in a plastic vacuum bag, but what can you do? I mean, it's either that or no meat, so might as well take this. And something I really enjoy about raw meat is that it has a lot of water retention and a lot of more nutrients retained. And so it's a lot easier to get full. Your satiety is stimulated more than it usually is. And lots of stimulating things like seasoning, juice, butter, that kind of stuff. When you like smother a steak in that, it makes it more palatable, like dairy too. But when there's nothing on it, just plain raw meat, it's very, very filling. And I really enjoy that because I'm really trying to lose weight. I'm not really trying. I let my body do what it wants to do, but I definitely notice I do have some manhandles left over from um, my immense weight gain. Which, I mean, what can you do? Your body ultimately rules over, and so I'll let my body do its thing and see where it takes me. Let's try some of this raw milk. This is, if I didn't mention it, Redmond's raw milk. And Redmond's is a pretty notorious brand among health influencers. They sell Redmond's pink salt. It's from salt mines in Salt Lake County, if I'm not mistaken. And they have a couple farm or just stores where they sell their products. And among them is raw milk. And so I'm really excited about that. One thing that really angered me is that they sell raw chocolate milk, which, I mean, if you're a parent and you're going to give your kid chocolate milk, either way, give them raw because it's sweetened with honey. But I think the oxalate content in cacao is concerning. Oxalates are not very good for you. I don't really know what I'm doing here, but just gonna enjoy the steak. And what's interesting that I was looking into is that I think South Park kind of predicted the flipping of the food pyramid. So, and it was interesting on that episode. It was fats and oils at the top, which I'm not against, except for the oils. The the oils should not be up there. They should be at the bottom with bread. I don't think I don't think oils are indicated for the human diet. I am a big fan though of coconut oil, not for ingesting. It wouldn't be too bad, but I really like the saturated fat content of it, and because of that, it's so stable at room temperature and even at elevated temperature. So I use it for skincare, and you can tell my skin's probably glowing, and especially for February in Utah, I look pretty nice. I've been using that for about 2 months, and I never been like a one to moisturize, but these dry Utah winters they get really bad sometimes, which is also why you shouldn't have too much salt because it does dry out your skin and your cells. This is the second time I've had raw milk from this store. I really like their raw milk. It's and I remember the first time I had it, it was really because I hadn't had it compared to normal milk. It tasted almost a little cheesy, and not in a bad way. It just has that really like thick mouthfeel. If that explains it. And the only comparison I have would be like eating Parmesan, where it just leaves that mouthfeel. But yeah, the first time I had it, it was really, really good. I loved it. And to the people that are repulsed by this, before you go and say how bad it is for you, just try it. I I guarantee you will like it. I understand that growing up you probably have had an issue with pink meat because you've been told that it causes these horrible diseases and symptoms. But anecdotally, at least for me, I've never gotten sick from raw meat. And it was interesting. I was watching Dr. Anjanus von der Planet's, I believe it was a presentation on this matter. He was talking about how every cell in your body has a seed for parasites. And I don't typically disagree and I don't contest. I'd still have to look into it. But if that's true, I don't understand how we can fear parasites so much. And from what we know, parasites eat heavy metals and eat the toxins in your body. They feed on dead cells, anything dead or toxic. And so I don't think our main concern should be parasites. And if that's a concern for you, I'm mostly neutral on it. Then buy from a healthy place, healthy cows, and try to get grass fed, hormone free. Obviously, that's difficult nowadays. My buddy actually just opened a butcher shop downtown, and it's grass fed, hormone free, which I've never seen in the county, which is pretty awesome. Not my favorite when it's a little bit cold, but hey, I could be fat again, so not the worst. I was pretty surprised at their sirloin prices. Usually I go for like a ribeye or a New York, but the lady came over and she showed me the chart. I'm like, oh, only $10 for a pound. And in these days, I mean, meat prices are insane, and it kind of draws me to. It's tempting to start a farm. Obviously, the funding for that is insane. To get it started, to get a sale at the least. Maybe I wouldn't have to sell anything. Just raise some cows for my family. I hope to start a family soon. My only issue is that I live in Utah, where everybody is Mormon, atheist, predominantly, and so, and I am an Orthodox Christian, so it's very, very difficult to find a viable partner. And God willing, that I find someone will that is open to orthodoxy at least, even if it's a marriage where she's not Orthodox but she still agrees to the sacrament. I'd be happy with that, but I think I worry too much about this. I feel like I have to have it all figured out, and I'm still in high school, so I don't know. And recently, I haven't really wanted eggs, and this is not really typical for me because even as a kid, being malnourished, I still would have like a couple eggs a day. I guess maybe not malnourished, but I definitely didn't get the best nutrition as a kid. Mostly just starch, sugars, carbs, bread, seeds, oil, fast food every day. Not every day. Every couple weeks, maybe every week. In and out is a really big thing for my family. For whatever reason, my father's from California, so that might explain it. But yeah, and then transitioning into teenhood, um, I my parents, thank God, they would buy a lot of cheese, like buy multiple pounds at a time, and so I would munch on that. And obviously, it's not raw, but I'd have like for the past 5 years, I probably had 5 to 1,000 calories alone, and obviously calories you can't consume. It's just a proportion. About 500 to 1,000 calories of dairy every single day, or at least that's been typical for me. I've been cutting a little bit back lately. This is the first time having raw milk in probably a month, if I had to guess. But I'm full and tapped out already, and this is what I was saying. Raw meat gives you extreme satiety. If people think it's because it's gross, couldn't be further from the truth. And one of the ways I can demonstrate this is prior to becoming raw carnivore, I was really scared. So I would only cook the outside, just barely. And the inside was completely red and raw and rare, blue, whatever you want to call it. And I loved it, every bit of it. It's delicious. But with this, there's more water retention. There's more enzymes that aren't denatured. There's more vitamins because vitamins start to die off past about 120 degrees. And so this is the most optimal way to consume your meat. I have about a third of it left. I'll probably save that for dinner tonight. And it's interesting that people talk about how unsustainable it is financially to do a carnivore diet, but I don't think they understand how cheap it is. This steak was $6 or $7. I'm full for lunch. I haven't eaten all day, and that demonstrates it too. I haven't eaten a single thing today. I get home, I have about half the steak, and I'm full. Have a little bit of raw milk, and then I can save this, and then once dinner time comes, eat it again. Nothing wrong with it. There will be a little bit of water drawn out because of the salt, but that was really good steak. I do want to try in New York next time I head up to the butcher. I might have to get some liver too. And last time I had liver though, I think I did get some sort of food poisoning, and this is because the liver was probably sitting in my fridge for like 3 weeks. I had some liver when I bought it. I had some heart and lots of raw eggs and bone marrow, stuff like that. And then I got sick, which really sucked. And it was coincidentally after I started eating fruit. I don't know if there's a correlation, but during that time I was predominantly utilizing fructose for energy. And obviously I'd still have a steak every day. But yeah, I think getting sick after well, backtrack. I had some liver and some heart after or during when I was sick, which is really good. And then I let it sit for about 2 weeks because I wasn't typically craving liver. It's something you should crave if you want to eat it, because if you're craving it, then you need the nutrients. But it was about probably a week ago now, maybe less. I had some, and it was the same one. It's 2 or 3 weeks old, and I think that definitely gave some upset to my digestive tract. Obviously, I would never do that again just because it's old liver, and it's not typically the best butcher ever, but it's still a good source, and I can eat it raw with no issues. It's just when I let it sit out. But yeah, that's another thing is if you're not craving liver and you see all these people eating it, don't eat it. But if it looks appealing and it smells appealing, don't hesitate to eat it because your body's telling you to eat the nutrients in it, especially the vitamin A, the copper, the heme iron, the selenium, and especially if you're someone who's deficient in vitamin C. It has the DHAA, animal version of vitamin C, which is extremely nutritious and nourishing. And alongside the glutathione that you're getting, it helps you to hydrolyze proteins and to have a better immune system in general. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know when I'll post again. It'll probably not be this kind of content. I'll probably react again to more videos, but I appreciate if you made it this far. Thank you so much for watching, and if you feel inclined, I don't typically like to ask, but if you could subscribe and maybe leave a like, it would mean the world to me. I'm really trying to grow this channel, and it would really help. So, God bless you all. Have a good day.